Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100 plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100 plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500 plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100 plus authorized training partners and 50 plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000 plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices.
Hello dear participants, we'll be starting a session now. Please allow me a minute so I can share my screen and we can start with the session. Thank you. And here we go. I hope you all can see my screen. And thank you so much for joining today's session. I would love to welcome you all on behalf of GSDC to our webinar series, Global Skill Development Council Certified Learning, GSDC AI in Action 2026, Predict, Protect and Perform across industry, where you'll be learning how to apply productive, secure and high performance AI at scale. My name is Preetam. I'll be here as moderator. Do let me know if you have any concern during the session. Feel free to reach out to me over the chat box and I'll make sure that I'll be taking care of it. So as you all know that we have this incredible panel of speakers aligned for this entire series, which is scheduled from 12 to 16 January 2026 with a time slot that is 7:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time and 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So our today's speaker, the scheduled speaker for the today's session got some medical emergency and hence Trevor, our previous speaker, will be presenting the today's topic. So I'll be introducing the topic and everything shortly in my next slides. So before I could hand over the session to our speaker today, would love to quickly introduce our hosting organization GSDC. We known as Global Skill Development Council. We are vendor agnostic, vendor neutral. We are globally recognized certification body and we are accredited by ABICB and supported by World Press, which is our official media partner, covers all our events and press releases. Also, I'm very proud to inform you all that we do have 100 plus authorized training partner across the globe. We have partner in Asia, Africa, Canada, America, and many other countries. So I would love to thank you to those professionals who have joined us through our training partner channel. In case if you are looking for any training program for yourself, feel free to reach out to our training partner. You'll find the contact details shortly in the chat box, so you can have an inquiry about the training programs with them. Also, we are associated with 1000 plus multinational corporates and 500 Fortune companies, 50 plus universities, and also we have 500 plus subject matter experts with us. They work with us closely to design our exams, programs, and all the deliverables. And we have certified more than 250,000 professionals worldwide. So I would love to quickly introduce you all to GSDC AI Studio, specifically those who have joined us for the first time. So this is a platform where we are providing 100 plus live session on AI, which is led by global experts on monthly basis. You will be getting 4 daily session, which is 45 minutes of impactful session along with the hands-on learning. And this is the platform where you will be getting to learn from the AI leaders, experts around the world, and real-time practice, which means you can apply all the concepts immediately that you have learned in that particular session. And in case if you have any doubts or question after that, we'll make sure that your questions and doubts will be resolved instantly. And this training is aligned with the industry standards with for a job ready skills, and how you can access to just GSTC AI Studio in easy 3 steps. So you can start your learning right away for 14 days completely free, where we'll be providing 80 plus live session and full access to GSTC Studio. Next plan that you can go for is GSTC lifelong membership with $109, where you'll be getting lifetime access, 80 plus live session each month, access to full GSTC Studio, free GSDC membership, access to all our physical events, LinkedIn profile improver. The last plan you can opt out for GSDC certification plus lifetime membership with $100, which is a limited time offer. You'll be getting GSDC certification access, all benefits of membership, personalized coaching, capstone project plus AI tools, GSDC Copilot and assessment tool. You can get in touch with our learning advisor for more. I'm sorry about that. You can get in touch with our learning advisor for more information, or you can check our website for other offerings that GSTC has for all of you. So our current certification portfolio holds certification on L&D HR, generative AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and so on. Just allow me 1 minute, please. I'm so sorry. I'm having really bad throat today. So this certification is specifically designed for our professional who wants to upskill themselves or looking for to stay industry relevant, right? So you can check all this information is available on our website, and also you can get in touch with a learning advisor for any information that you want regarding any of these certifications. So what all benefits you will get? You will become GSTC's member for a lifelong. You will get certificate upgrade with that. You will be getting free access to all our events, workshop, boot camps, and you'll be getting free access to all our exclusive learning program that we have. Along with that, you'll be getting implementation resources, speaker invites, and newsletter. So you can check our website and get in touch with our learning advisor to know and understand about all these benefits. So let's welcome Trevor Wiseman again for today's session. He'll be presenting the topic, which is, I believe, very important one: Microsoft 365 Copilot Risk Review and Risk Summary Generation. So I would love to quickly tell you more about Trevor, those who have joined us for his first session, because we already had his session last week. So Trevor is a seasoned vice president of technology who advises boards, CEOs, and CISOs on how to shape responsible and secure innovation in the age of AI. His work helps organizations scale emerging technologies while staying compliant, resilient, and out of the headlines. We're excited to learn from his experience in aligning technology, securities, and governance for high impact business outcomes. Let's give him a warm welcome. Thank you, Trevor, for joining today's session. You can have the handover of the virtual mic. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Preetam, and thank you to Global Skills Development Council for this opportunity to speak to everybody today on this live event. And thank you guys for your time in joining us for the live event wherever you are at globally. I feel honored and humbled to be able to present today's topic on Microsoft 365. So without further ado, I know your time is valuable. We're going to start presenting. Let me share my screen. Okay, I'll give it just a few seconds to make sure it's showing. Is everybody seeing my presentation deck?
Yes, Trevor, we can say it.
Okay, thank you, Preetam. Like Preetam said, we're going to talk about Microsoft 365 Copilot. It's a risk review and a risk summary generation. This is going to be a 40-minute executive live event. At the end, you're going to have a challenge that you can take away, and I want you to meet with your teams not next week, but this week, and start walking through this, especially if you're a Microsoft 365 Copilot environment. But you know what? When I reviewed this presentation deck, although we're going to highlight 365, this also can transcend into other workspaces. Google also has a workspace that has the same capabilities, but this is specific to Copilot and Copilot users. So again, it's hosted by Global Skills Development Council. Thank you. And my name is Trevor Wiseman, and as Preetam said, I'm a VP of Technology and AI Governance. I specialize in speaking environments like this and also working with small, medium businesses in helping everything from AI governance advisement to cybersecurity assessments and overall just educating people on the new technology. So our 40-minute journey to secure AI deployment. We're going to introduce in context. We're going to go over why risk assessment matters for 365 Copilot deployments. Why does it matter? Why are we learning this? And then we're going to look at a foundation building. There's going to be steps 1 through 2. You need to do a scope definition, stakeholder alignment. If your board, your executive leadership team, or your stakeholders aren't in line, this will not work as you transition it down through your company. And then a comprehensive data collection. Yes, Copilot is just another AI tool on top of its own LLM. It does have a tool in the background called Microsoft Graph that's continually watching everything you're doing in your 365 environment, and that's where the data collection comes in. Then deep dive analysis, steps 3 through 4. We have a tool that you can do a risk category identification on your current control assessment. Yes, Copilot is free to a limit. But what we're going to talk about today is defining a scope that you can actually use the licensed Copilot throughout your environment and get it deployed to groups securely, and it meets governance. So number 4, practical application. A risk summary generation with interactive checklist exercise will be at the end. Then we'll have a wrap up and action. We'll have a question and answer session and defining your next steps. So what is your core objective in joining us today and for me to present this? I want to equip you and the technology leaders and executives to deploy Microsoft 365 Copilot safely using NIST aligned frameworks, ensuring compliance and minimizing enterprise risk exposure. So, number 1, why are we talking about this today? Why do we have a risk review and why do we need to do it? So as many of you know by now, 365 revolutionizes productivity by assessing Microsoft Graph data, as I mentioned, including emails, documents, chats. It watches everything. If you use Teams, if you use Word and Excel, Outlook, everything inside of 365 that you can purchase, Graph is watching inside your environment through large language models. However, the powerful integration amplifies risk, just like data leakage. It could data leak within your organization. It is secure within your tenant ID for Copilot, but do your users have the appropriate securities to keep your data secured, just like you would if you had a bunch of data stored on a storage system? You need to look at unauthorized access, and just like any other thing, there are risks of prompt injection attacks. 70%. Microsoft's determined 70% permission gaps of Copilot deployments face permission misconfiguration, exposing sensitive data. It's easy. You buy a license, you go into your 365 admin, you assign users that are allowed to use Copilot, and off to the races. How many of you have the staff or go through the security settings for each user, not just turning the license on. 300% attack surge. Remember that. Increase in prompt injection attacks targeting enterprise AI systems in 25. Why is that? Cyber criminals, just like regular human criminals that want to break into your car or your house, they want easy targets. They don't want to go through a firewall. They don't want to spend the time with social engineering, although they can do that. What's the easiest way to do it now? Cloud environments, prompt injection. That's why we've got to get this governed and put some bumpers on your employees and your users so your data is not floating around somewhere in a free tool, or they're not downloading something inside your environment through a browser that went around your firewall. So remember that. In 2026, this number is only going to increase. So in 26, in my last live event we did last week, I highlighted, I truly believe 26 is going to be the year of governance. We're past AI's here. We've heard enough of the hype. We've heard enough of, hey, it hallucinates, it's not good, it's bad. Now is governance. Number one, EU AI Act mandates formal risk assessments for high-risk AI applications goes in effect this year. By end of this quarter, if you fall under the EU AI Act, you need to go review that act. You need to go make sure your application that you're developing and putting out there on the market, is it classified by the EU Act as a high-risk application? If it is, this year, if you do not apply to all their checklist and all the steps they have in that, you'll start getting fined. Very important. So here's a critical reality for you. Organizations without proper assessment frameworks face compliant violations, as I mentioned with the EU Act, regulatory penalties, and significant breach exposure. Yeah, okay. You have a compliance violation. You have lawyers. You have insurance. I'll pay it. What is your tolerance for a breach exposure? What is your tolerance for the bad press, or you having to contact your clients and customers that their data, and now you have to mail out a bunch of letters offering free credit monitoring, and now risk that your business is not going to be in business because nobody trusts you. So Microsoft's Quick Guide provides an available pathway to secure deployment. You can go out to Microsoft's website and you can search Quick Start Guide, and it is available out there. So let's talk about a 4-step framework. And this is Microsoft's official process. This is Microsoft's comprehensive Copilot risk assessment framework that provides a systematic approach built on industry-leading standards, including NIST and the EU Act. Remember, I know this is a global live event. Many of you may fall under the EU. NIST AI RMF is also globally recognized. All I'm highlighting today is the EU Act this year has mandates that are due, and that it will be finable if you don't adhere to them. So the 4 steps. Step 1, let's define the scope and stakeholders. Establish clear boundaries, identify key participants, and create accountability structures. Time to invest on this, 5 to 10 minutes. Get into the room if you're not already on the executive leadership team or you don't already have exposure to stakeholders. Spend 5 or 10 minutes in your next meeting talking about establishing clear boundaries. Step 2, collect service and AI risk info. Gather comprehensive data from Microsoft 365 Admin Center, audit logs, and permission reports. If you're a small business and you don't have the staff to do this, there are resources out there, and I guarantee in your local area, there are managed services and there's companies out there that will help you do this and advise you and have the expertise on how to get into your admin center and pull your audit logs and your permission reports. Step 3, and remember these time frames, 5, 10, 10, 15, those are just base timelines. Depends on how big your organization is, how big your environment is. That's just a starting point. This is not a one and done, as you'll see in a later slide. After you get it piloted, there's going to be ongoing governance. So step 3, you're going to identify your risk categories. Map threats across permissions, data protection, prompt safety, content filtering, and compliance. There's a lot of baseline foundations that are universal for all of our companies, but this could be different depending on what industry you're in. It may be more stringent or less stringent. Assess controls, current controls. Evaluate your existing M365 security measures and identify critical gaps. This is not a gotcha. This is not for the CISO to get in trouble or somebody saying, hey, why didn't you do this? This is not the intent of step 4. Remember, you are being an advisor of your own company and you're setting up assessment to help your company. So by identifying the critical gaps, you can close those doors to the threats. Your final output, a prioritized risk register with deployment readiness scoring, actionable remediation roadmap. Because without a plan, it's just chaos. All right, let's jump into each of these a little bit more in depth. So as I mentioned, step 1 was defining your scope and stakeholders. So you're going to set clear boundaries. And this is going to be the help of the executive leadership team because you need help communicating this out to your company of what the boundaries are, who's responsible. So we're going to go over that. The precise scope definition prevents assessment creep, ensures focused, actionable outcomes, and addresses these core questions at project inception. So what you don't want to do is just do assessments after assessments or produce documents that's so overwhelming that nobody pays attention to it. In my experience, I've done plenty of penetration testing assessments with partners. Some great, some bad. The bad will produce a 100-page report of every vulnerability that could happen, not what actually is your gaps. The last assessment I did last year with a partner, excellent. The report was very focused and only highlighted those risks that dealt with my company and what he found in my environment. So it was really great. So that's why you need to keep focus. Workload selection. So here's what you need to decide. Start small. Don't try to do your whole 365 environment if you have all the apps that you can subscribe to within the environment. Which 365 applications will integrate Copilot? Look at Teams, look at Outlook, look at Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote. There's many others that I can keep listing. I would pick Teams because video conferencing is the way of meetings now, and it's so powerful now. 365 has rolled so much into Teams now that you could literally just use it and not Outlook anymore. It's got calendaring, it's got messaging, so all that data is being produced. It's also got learning inside of it. So I really would start with Teams is my suggestion, but you can deal with anyone you want to. So your deployment scale. Pilot, phase with 50 users or enterprise rollout. I wouldn't suggest enterprise-wide rollout yet. Here's what I did at my last company that I advised. We ended up about 20 users. And what we did was we wanted a couple of users from each department, and that included corporate, finance, we wanted HR, we wanted sales, we wanted the content team, we wanted the marketing team, and we picked those people that could run Copilot through its paces, and we bought 20 licenses and rolled it out securely to those 20 people. Geographic coverage. Remember, if you're in a multi-region deployment requiring EU data boundary compliance, you need to understand the EU Act. Timeline constraints. Regulatory deadlines or business critical launch dates. Are you up against a launch date? Are you up against a regulatory deadline like the EU Act that in this quarter, if you roll the second quarter and you don't have compliance, they'll probably come knocking on your door. So here's your stakeholder matrix. The role. As you see, it's just not an IT or technology thing. This is a collection. This is a business strategy. We've moved away from all this stuff coming from technology. This is a business strategy. Role, CISO, security controls and sign off. The CISO or his team, as I can see, is IT lead, will probably have the permissions to go into your admin center and adjust the settings. Then you have a data protection officer, privacy impact review, IT lead, permissions audit execution. Then you have a business owner, use case validation. This could be the business owner, or if it's a team using, let's say, Power BI inside of Copilot, or it's HR, it could be a department owner. Use case validation. Remember, you're not going to just spray Copilot all over your organization, train people, and say, okay, use it. No, you need to have a case use. You need to tell your company why and what value it provides. Compliance manager, regulatory alignment. This can be a general counsel. It can be somebody that specifically deals with all your compliance company-wide, but you need to make sure, even outside counsel, if you need it. So here's your deliverable. Document decisions in a concise one-page charter with clear RACI assignments, success criteria. If you don't know where you want to be, how you know it was successful? Everything that is successful is measured and is important. If it's not measured, it's not important. This foundation accelerates to subsequent assessment phases. Step 2. Now we move into the collect service and AI risk information. Gather intelligence systematically. Comprehensive data collection forms the foundation of accurate risk assessment. So you got to have some structure to this and not just openly asking questions hoping to get good answers. It's got to be systematic. Leverage these authoritative sources to build your intelligence baseline. There's official documentation. Microsoft 365 Copilot Risk Assessment Quick Start Guide is out there by Microsoft. Service-specific security baselines. Again, this is industry specific. If you're in manufacturing, or if you're in mechanical, or if you're a state governance, or you're into operational technology, you're going to have different baselines. Microsoft Trust Center resources. Leverage your licensing. What services do they offer through the Trust Center? Partner with a Microsoft advisor. The tool, Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Active sensitivity labels configuration. There's a data loss prevention policies in there. Conditional access rules. Then continually audit and monitor. Microsoft Purview audit logs for Copilot interactions, current graph API permissions report, and activity history retention settings. These all need to be configured and monitored. Essential data collection checklist. Here's the checklist for step 2. Export comprehensive user permissions across SharePoint sites and Teams channels. In 365, if you notice, when you share files or you use anything, most of the links, or all the links, all say SharePoint. The foundation behind most of the tools in Microsoft is SharePoint. Teams channels, they can collect everything from documents to text to transcriptions now, if you have transcriptions enabled within your 365 tools. So export the permissions. Catalog custom agents, plugins, and third-party integrations. Now with MCP, the protocol that allows tools to integrate other tools inside their environments, you need to audit that. Copilot allows users to also create custom agents, if you will. Or if you're familiar with ChatGPT, they call them GPTs, but in Copilot, they're agents. Review and document all existing DLP policies and their enforcement scope. Establish baseline metrics for Copilot activity history and retention periods. My last check, it's $30 per user per month. If you're a large organization, that can add up quick. Is it being used if you're paying that per month? What's the activity? What's the history? Got to audit this to make sure it's providing value and make sure it's being used securely. So here's a pro tip that I pulled out of one of the guidelines. Automate audit log extraction using PowerShell. I'll leave the screen here if you want to take a screenshot. Today's live event's not about actually launching PowerShell and showing you this demonstration, but here's the string that I copied out, and this streamlines ongoing monitoring. Pardon me for this being so small, had a lot to get on the screen, but we're going to discuss step 3, identify risk categories and questions. So here's Microsoft's 5 core risk domains. Structured risk identification ensures comprehensive coverage of AI-specific threats. Again, guys, this is an AI tool, so there are threats that go along with it. So each category requires specific evaluation criteria and mitigation strategies. At the top, permissions and access control. Critical questions for you. Do users access data beyond their design role and requirements? Are graph API permissions following least privileges principles or even zero trust principles? How frequently are access rights reviewed and recertified? Did somebody change departments? Did they change roles? Did you or somebody go in there and adjust their access rights accordingly? Again, data protection and privacy. Critical questions. Are sensitivity labels consistently honored by Copilot operations? Is information rights management encryption enforced? Are data residency requirements satisfied for required content? If you're struggling with any of these questions in the first two, I'm glad you're here today, and I highly suggest when you get off this live event, do the challenge and dive deeper in this. Prompt safety and injection. Critical questions. Are jailbreak and prompt injection controls actively deployed? Do custom classifiers detect adversarial prompts? Does it watch your prompts being in there, and is it a fake prompt trying to eject something? Is there a danger? Is there monitoring for unusual prompt patterns? If you have a user that consistently prompts a certain way, then all of a sudden their user access prompts a different way, trying to gain access to something else that's not part of their role, would you know it? Content filtering. Is harmful content, hate speech, violence, bias automatically blocked? You have to put these bumpers. This is a tool for business. It should not be a tool for biases, shaming, or anything that can happen inside of a corporation. It needs to stay out of this environment. But how do you know it's not happening? Are content filtering policies aligned with organizational values? Again, this will be different for every organization, but is it being used according to your values? How are false positives and negatives managed? Are your users prompting, copying, pasting, and distributing? How do they know it's a false positive, a hallucination, or a fact that's not totally true or totally false? It kind of was summarized. And how are negatives managed? The last one, which we always come back to this, like I said, 2026 is going to be a huge year, huge noise about governance. It's compliance and governance. It never ends. And as the EU AI Act and NIST AI RMF, and where I'm at here in the United States, as more states get their own AI regulations within doing business within that state, governance is going to have to be updated, reviewed, and continually evolved. Are EUA Act, GDPR, and sector-specific regulations addressed? Have you addressed that? Is your application, say you launched an application, it has touch points globally. Is it a high risk according to the EUA Act? Is comprehensive audit logging enabled and retained appropriately? Are AI ethics principles embedded in deployment policies? High risk warning signs. Over-permissive graph access combined with absent IRM encryption creates critical vulnerability pathways requiring immediate remediation. Let me say that again. Immediate. All right, let's look at step 4. This is actually phase 4 where you're going to conduct systematic gap analysis. So you transfer risk identification to qualified assessments using structured evaluation frameworks. This hands-on analysis reveals control maturity and prioritizes remediation efforts. It won't remedy for you. That's where the humans come in and your expertise that's on staff, or if you partner with a third party. But this prioritizes the efforts, gives you a clear framework and quantifiable assessments. Assessment methodology. So you're going to evaluate each risk category against current state capabilities using a standardized 5-point scale. Just 5 points. Don't make it any more difficult than that. At the top, you have number 5. It's critical. There are no controls. You have to deal with it now, or it's going to be an exploitation risk. Not because it hasn't happened yet. It's when is it going to happen? 4, high. Minimal controls. Okay, some were set, but there are some gaps, significant gaps. Number 4, number 5 should be dealt with immediately. Number 3, medium. So you have basic controls, notable weaknesses. So you got some better controls than 4 and 5, but there are some weaknesses that you need to shore up. Number 2, low. You have good controls. Somebody really went through there and did some good controls at launch. You just have some minor improvements needed. You can work on that as you need to. Number 1, minimal. Strong controls, negligible risk. If you're sitting at number 1, it doesn't mean, okay, we're done. Put it on the shelf. We're good to go. Remember, these tools evolve. People manipulate them, massage them, create new tools. So this assessment and this analysis has to be done on a regular basis. Because just because you're sitting at number 1 today doesn't mean that something gets introduced and you may shoot up to a number 4 or a 5. So here's your color-coded risk tiers. Red zone, greater than 3. If you scored a greater than 3, you have urgent action required now. If you have number 5, I would highly suggest, if you can, operational, turn whatever is on off until you get it securely assigned the right roles, or you deal with the gaps. If it's a pilot, turn the pilot off, reassess before you relaunch it out. Again, remember, right now you're just in a stage where you maybe have 20 to 50 users piloting this, and hopefully it's not enterprise org. Amber zone, 2 to 3 planned remediation. You may, depends on the risk and your tolerance, you may leave it on and work through the planned fixes. Green zone, less than 2, acceptable risk level. I know this is stated as an acceptable risk level. In my opinion, in cybersecurity or anything, there shouldn't be any acceptable risk level. Why would you accept a risk in anything? A green zone means everything that is possible in every setting that's possible inside your 365 admin and it adheres to compliance is set to the best of your knowledge and the best if you worked with a third party and an audit team has audited and your general counsel has blessed it. Green zone. But there should never be acceptable risk. An unpatched server is not an acceptable risk regardless if it's not on the network. Not on the internet or behind a firewall. That's not acceptable risk. All right, as you can see down, there's a sample assessment. And again, I apologize for it being small. Download the slides after the live event. So risk category, permissions. Let's just start with the risk categories. Go from left to right. So we got permissions. Current state, basic RBAC only. Control gap, no least privilege enforced. Score 4, it's a high priority. Data protection, sensitivity labels, IRM not enforced. 3, medium. Prompt injection, default filters, no custom classifiers. 3, medium. Personally, I would have this as a number 4 or number 5. Content filtering, standard policies, limited customization. 2, low. Compliance, basic logging, incomplete audit trails. 4, that's a very high because if somebody from the audit authority, depends on what compliance you fall under, and you can't produce logs or you can't tell them how in what is in your system, that's a very high concern that can, again, lead to fines, data leaks, and ultimately your company not being in business tomorrow. So let's review a risk summary generation process. This is the deliverable creation. So you transform assessment into action. Now we're going to move into action. Convert raw risk data into executive-ready intelligence that drives informed decisions. Remember, we're not just creating this data to check mark an audit or have it on a shelf. This is a strategy, part of business, to make informed decisions and also to appropriately allocate resources. Remember, the name of the game is efficiencies, and you want to provide value not only to your company, but to the customers that you serve. Your risk summary bridges technical findings and with business strategy. So here's that again. I'm going to say it again. Your risk summary bridges technical findings with business strategy. This is not a technology initiative. This is not where technology is going to come to your department and say, hey, we have some new software. Here's how to use it. It's got to be part of the business strategy. Aggregate scores. Compile individual risk ratings into comprehensive heat map, visualizing showing risk, concentration, and severity patterns. What are your actions? Prioritize them. You can't go chase everything at once. Distinguish quick wins, permission fixes from strategic initiatives like the EUA Act. Remember, pick the top 5 critical, 5 critical, and then 4 high, excuse me. Quick wins, make sure you're good with the EUA Act or any other compliance that you have. Generate a summary. Create concise one-page executive brief with clear recommendations and accountability assignments. Don't just give recommendations. Have clear owners, named people in accountability assignments. I'd also put goal dates. X, here's our recommendations, here's who accountable, and here's when the deliverable will come back to this team. So your executive summary structure, overall assessment, control maturity, 12 of 25 controls achieving green status. Deployment recommendation, approve for pilot deployment to IT departments. This has 50 users. My last company I advised we did 21. Depends on what you want to do. Production ready by Q1 2026 with planned remediations. Well, we're sitting in Q1 2026. Ironically, that also is some of the due dates for the EUAI Act to become enforceable. Top risk exposures. Permissions, score 4.2. Over permissive graph access requires immediate least privilege implementation. Prompt safety, score 3.8. Enable advanced prompt injection, detection, and custom classifiers. Compliance logging, score 3.5. Extend audit retention and enhance monitoring coverage. Here's your accountability matrix. CISO, owns security remediation program. DPO, data protection officer, leads privacy control implementations. The IT lead executes technical configurations. Program manager coordinates cross-functional delivery. I would actually add one more too, and that's compliance officer to review and make sure that you are compliant. Automation opportunity. Did you know you can leverage Copilot and Excel to streamline scoring aggregation, trend analysis, and automated report generation for recurring assessments? If not, check it out. All right, interactive exercise. Here's a live risk checklist. Take a screenshot of this, and this builds into your challenge coming up. So I've been presenting for about 34 minutes now. I want you to apply your learning when you walk away from this live event. Now it's your turn to conduct a rapid risk assessment. Just take 10-minute exercise in your next meeting today. Not next week, not, hey, I'm going to do it next month. Just take this and do a quick 10-minute exercise. It'll transform theater knowledge into practical experience using real organization context. Setup, 1 minute. Access the downloadable risk checklist template, Google Sheet, Excel format. Ensure you have details about your organization's current Microsoft 365 deployment. Individual assessment, spend about 3 minutes. Select your top 2 priority Copilot workloads for evaluation. Don't pick your whole environment, just pick the top 2. Score current state across all 5 of those risk categories we talked about today using the 1 to 5 scale. Identify one quick win opportunity per category that can be implemented within 30 days. Group discussions, 5 minutes. Very focused, very detailed. It's a summary of the details that you walk through in the time spent on this call. This will lead to strategy and better focus in the longer meetings, because you are going to have longer meetings as you go through this. This is just your 10-minute quick exercise. Share your highest scored risk with the group. You don't have to go through all your risks, just the highest risk. We'll build a collective heat map showing common vulnerability patterns across different organization types and sizes. That's what this delivers. Debrief insights, 2 minutes. Remember, your executive leadership team will give you more time if you can provide value. And believe me, some don't see value in AI and some don't understand what you're trying to do, but it's very important to their business success. Debrief and insights. Facilitator highlights reoccurring gaps and discuss industry benchmarks. Don't go in there full bear going, we're all at risk, we're going to be hacked, this is where we're having problems. Break it down to the facts. How does it impact the bottom line? What are we going to do about it? What patterns emerge? Which quick wins appear most frequently? Your timer starts now. Use the worksheet to document findings. These become your first draft risk register for actual Copilot deployment planning. Just the first. It's a draft. All right, like I said, this is your challenge. I want you to take a screenshot of this. This is your challenge summed up out of all of the slides we reviewed today. This is the Microsoft 365 Copilot Risk Assessment. It's a 4-step journey. Remember, step 1, define your scope and stakeholders. Define workloads, Teams, Outlook, Word. Identify key stakeholders. Who are those accountability partners? Your CISO, your data privacy officer, your IT lead, your general counsel. Create one-page charter that shows that. Step 2, collect service and AI risk info. Export permissions from Microsoft 365 admin. Review your DLP policies. Access Purview audit logs. Use PowerShell for graph permissions. Go back up to that slide. I had a little PowerShell snippet. Step 3, identify risk categories and questions. Assess 5 risk buckets: permissions, data protection, prompt safety, content filtering, and the last and our favorite, compliance. Score each category. Document high risk indicators. Step 4, assess current 365 data and controls in your environment. Complete the gap analysis. Generate risk scoring table. Remember your rating controls. If you rated your controls and you counted them up and it's greater than 3, you're red. You're in the critical to high. Amber, 2 to 3. You could be to high to medium. Green, less than 2. You're minimal risk. You're good to go, but you can't just ignore that because you're green. Remember, just like a stoplight, green means go, but when it turns red, you've got to stop. You've got to calculate the risk, and you've got to wait till it turns green again. You are ready to deploy, and you're going to start your assessment today. Take a screenshot of this. I'll hold it just for a few more seconds. Okay. So your deployment roadmap and next steps, as I mentioned. So this is the post live event workshop implementation timeline. Week 1, foundation phase. Again, execute your quick start assessment, document findings, present initial results to steering committee, executive leadership team, whatever it's called in your organization. Week 2, address top 3 highest scored risk identified in assessment. Implement quick wins. Validate control effectiveness through testing. Week 3, all right, now we're ready to pilot a launch. Again, 25, 20 to 50 users. Enable comprehensive monitoring and feedback channels. Make it a safe environment for people to provide feedback. Establish incident response procedures. And then ongoing, again, continuous governance. Monthly purview adult log reviews, quarterly risk assessment updates, and user feedback integration policy refinement. Notice I said refinement. It never ends. It's going to be refined as the tools get updated and as the policies and governance change. Some additional resources, some official documentation is listed here. There's a Microsoft 365 Copilot Risk Assessment Quick Start Guide. NIST AI Risk Management Framework also is a great site to go to see what steps you need to take in your AI adventure. And then again, the EU AI Act compliance checklist. This is the year, this is the quarter. Make sure you understand the EU Act if your company does business and it touches a region that falls under EU Act. Community and support. Global Skills Development Council resource. Guys, make sure you check out the resources Preetam described on Global Skills Development Council and join sessions like this. You'll learn so much and it'll be valuable that you can take back to your company and be that subject matter expert. Through the Global Skills Development, you can also go to the circuit with Trevor Wiseman. It says podcast series, but I do live video on YouTube. And the Microsoft Tech Community Forums. Go on Reddit, go on Microsoft, but make sure what you're getting back, fact check it too, because there is a lot of noise out there. So ongoing learning, monthly Copilot security webinars. Go out to Global Skills Development Council and see what they offer around Copilot. I know when Preetam asked me to speak about this in future events, they have a whole list of planned events this year that is going to be so valuable for you guys to stay on top of this emerging technology. Quarterly threat landscape briefings and peer networking sessions. Network with your local community. Leverage LinkedIn. We're a global society. You don't have to know somebody face to face. Get on a call with them, 30 minutes, talk it out. I know after my last live event, I've had several people that I got the pleasure of talking to offering more stuff from that live event. Leverage your networking sessions. And remember this, safe and successful Copilot deployments are built on disciplined risk management practices. Your assessment starts today. Remember, today, not next week, and is the foundation for secure AI transformation for tomorrow. I want to thank Preetam and Global Skills Development Council again for this opportunity. That is the end of my presentation. I'm going to turn it back over to Preetam to wrap this up today. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you, Trevor. We're glad to have you join today's session. So, dear participants, do we have any questions for Trevor on the session that we just had? If you have any question, feel free to drop your questions right away in the chat box, as we can still cover your questions for next 5 to 10 minutes, right, Trevor?
Yes.
Wonderful. So I believe that you all have taken the screenshot of the challenges that Trevor has earlier shared. So I encourage you all to please complete your challenge, and you all know what you have to do next, right? So once you're done with the challenge, you have to post all the outcomes and the results over the social media by tagging GSDC and Trevor. You'll find Trevor's LinkedIn profile link in the chat box. I've shared it earlier. I'll share it again. Feel free to reach out to him. Okay, we got a question. Got me distracted. Okay, I'll take the questions.
Okay.
Trevor, the first question we have got it from Money. Quick question: do we have jobs in market in AI governance? Is this for cybersecurity professionals, or anyone can start as new career after completing the training courses from GSDC or similar organization?
That is a great question of where to start. I don't believe you have to have official title or 20 years of experience. I think what's the best thing you can do is get the education, like through Global Skills Development Council, do internships, do projects with your company. For example, the last company we did a survey company wide on who wanted to be on the AI committee. We wanted people that were interested in learning. We wanted engagement, and they provided value. Just because you don't have the education or maybe you didn't have the title or actually did that role doesn't mean you don't have the understanding or experience that you can provide to your company. So I would look for internal opportunities or even outside your company. Are there volunteer opportunities that can just start getting your network built and getting your expertise and your credentials built?
Great. Thank you so much, Trevor, for answering that one. I hope, Mani, you have got your answer. Moving forward to the next question asked by Ashutosh. If the M365 Copilot is already implemented, so from where to start the risk assessment?
Just like we talked about today, even if you already have it deployed, that's actually helpful because you should already have audit logs. Purview should already been tracking what your users are doing, and depends on how long it's been deployed. You may have greater data than somebody that hasn't had anything deployed yet. So actually, I think it's a benefit that's already deployed. And then again, use that five critical, high, medium, low, minimal. And once you identify your gaps, then adjust accordingly. Maybe you find that some users were assigned a role that you just need to adjust that role and change it and speak to them. Just be honest. Hey guys, we've had Copilot, let's say for 5 years. It's been a great tool, but we're doing an assessment to make sure we're in compliance and list EU Act or NIST. So as some things change, it may be impactful. Some people that used to be able to do stuff may not be able to do it again. But again, your sole role, if you're in charge of that assessment, you may make some people unhappy, but again, the end goal is to protect your company and add value to your stakeholders.
Great. Thank you so much, Trevor, for answering this one. Okay. There's a question from Ajay. So he's saying that his question is having two parts. First one is how the initial and subsequent assessment need to be synchronized. And the second question, should I read it now?
Oh, yeah, let me address the first one.
Okay.
So your initial quick win is you're just trying to establish that again, how many highs, critical and lows do we have? And then your second one syncs up to, I believe, after you identify what's our action plan. And that's your baseline. Okay, that's where you're going to start. I would suggest doing it quarterly. Depends on what your tolerance is in your company. We did quarterly, and then once we got it to a low to medium, low to minimal, we started doing semi-annually. I wouldn't do less than twice a year, but I would definitely do quarterly, and that's how you sync your baseline and you're continuing. If you don't have a baseline, you don't know if something's got off kilter. And you had a second question?
All right. The second question is what should be the periodic review assessment need to be done over the period of AI life cycle?
Ooh, that's a good question. My gut feeling is I would go back to at least quarterly, or if in the AI cycle you're in the development phase, I would do it monthly. But again, I would go back to what industry you're in, what's your compliance require, and any regulations you follow. Refer to the EU Act and find out what in the AI life cycle pertaining to your specific application or use is the rules.
Great. Thank you so much, Trevor. Satya Prakash is asking where we use M365 Copilot.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the first part of that question. Can you repeat, Petrum?
It's where we use M365 Copilot.
Is the question of where we use Copilot?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, my past experience with Copilot, um, we moved to Copilot in Microsoft 365 years ago, and it saved our technology team a lot of time from having to run around everybody's desktop or pushing out different editions of Office product. So once we were able to go to 365, one, it got us a better disaster recovery plan because it was cloud based. So anything they did got into our tenant ID in the cloud. So if we lost our infrastructure, we could go anywhere and spin up a secure laptop and then get into our 365. Then we got into it really in the COVID years using Teams. And as Teams evolved, we started transitioning different aspects of Teams of actually using Teams for projects because it can keep files and all your chats pertinent to the team. You can build Teams channels within Teams and you can group them. And it's a highly effective way to manage teams and projects. And then just for general word processing, and then of course email. Everybody knows about Outlook, but what it allowed us to do is when the auditors came in, we knew where our data was. We didn't allow our users to save data to their desktop storage. We got rid of the storage area network. Some companies call it your user drive or your home drive. We got rid of all that. Everything was in Copilot. Everything was in 365. Way our HR department was going to use it is for common things like common questions that HR gets asked. Hey, what's my PTO policy? What is the sick leave policy or what's FMLA? If you can get that programmed into Copilot agent for your users, that will free up your HR time to actually do people resource management and not be answering those simple questions. That's just some ideas.
Great. Thank you so much, Trevor, for answering all the questions so far. We'll be taking one more question as a last question for today, and after that, we'll proceed with the closing. And also, I would like to tell all the participants I do have some great announcement regarding the certification program. So stay connected till the end. Thank you so much. The last question I can see. Give me a
Hey,
minute, please.
I see a question down here. Is there a way
Okay.
to have backup and recovery for Copilot? Can I address that, Preetam?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
That's an excellent question. If you get into your licensing with Microsoft and read the fine print, Microsoft does not back up your data. Let me say that again. It will replicate the data around their storage, but it's only protecting them. If one um, storage area fails, it'll transfer. But if they lose your data or something gets corrupted and you don't have a backup, it's on you. So there are products out there. I'm not here to sell a product. One's called Veeam. There's many others that actually have plugins to your environment to where you can take backups of your 365 environment and securely secure them inside your environment just in case Microsoft has a hiccup or gets compromised. You at least have a local copy or a replicated copy outside of that 365 Copilot. That's an excellent question and one that everybody needs to understand. Microsoft does not back up your data. It's your responsibility.
Greatly answered, Trevor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear participant, for all the amazing questions. I can see a lot of appreciation that we are getting for this session. Thank you so much, Trevor. That said, we'll be definitely looking forward to have more sessions with you. Uh, Again, thank you so much for amazing session. So before I take the handover back of the virtual mic, we would love to hear final thoughts from you for all our participants today who joined.
My final thoughts, safe co-piloting. Pardon the pun, but it's kind of like a pilot boat that steers those large cruise ships into the port. They don't do it haphazardly or with their eyes closed. It's done safely with coordination and an understanding what their risks are. And I hope that's what you get out of this assessment, understanding what's your risk so you can securely and safely enjoy the technology called Copilot.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Trevor, for sharing such an amazing thought. Dear participants, I would love to inform you all that I do have some great announcements. So, stay connected till the end. And before that, I've got some messages over the DM. So, I would like to tell you all the recordings that you'll find, which is available on our official social media, official platform, GSDC's platform. So, there are some videos you'll find over the YouTube as well, GSDC's official social media platform. YouTube, you'll find the video And also you can get in touch with our learning advisor for more information, because all the learning material will be available on our official sites right now. So please get in touch with our learning advisor. You will find their contact details in the chat box. I've just shared it, so feel free to reach out to them for any information. So yes, Trevor, thank you so much. I'll be moving with the closing now. I do have some great announcement for all of you, as I mentioned earlier. So this is regarding the today's featured certification, the session we had on. You can opt out for any of these certification. You can opt out any of the certification. You can use this AI20 to get 20% discount on any of the certification. Certified AI tool expert, certified generative AI professional, foundation, agentic AI professional, and foundation. These certifications are globally recognized ones, and you'll be getting learning resources, which includes case studies to work on, e-learnings, and book of knowledge. These certifications are lifelong learnings, which gives you flexibility as well, and you'll be getting chance to connect with our training partner channel and having opportunity to work on capstone project, that is something real-time AI simulation practice. So do grab this opportunity and do sign up yourself for this certification program. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to our learning advisors. You'll find their contact details in the chat box. Also, this is regarding the utility tool. You can use this AUG100 as a code to get 100% off, which means completely free, and this is only for our webinar attendees. So what is this tool is about? This tool will help you to improve your LinkedIn profile score, your AI skills score. Also, it will help you to build your personal brand. It will help you to create AI generated resumes. So this tool is really very amazing. We got a lot of amazing responses and feedbacks from our previous participants. So do check this out. You'll find the utility link in the chat box. Also, we are running this another webinar series on ISO, which is scheduled till 31st January 2026. And for this week, we have this incredible panel of experts aligned for this series. So do join us. The time slot is 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, which means the session is already started 5 minutes back, so you can join, you can jump into that session. And this session is scheduled on learning and development. Again, for this week we have this panel of speakers from 12 to 16 January 2026 with time slot which is exact after 1 hour, 9:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll find all the registration link for all these 3 webinars in the chat box, along with the WhatsApp group link. If you join the WhatsApp group, you'll get the daily update and link in that group. Let's congratulate to these 3 winners. They have referred maximum people, and let's appreciate them for taking the efforts referring people towards the knowledgeable and powerful sessions like this, right? So you still have a time, because we'll be announcing all the final winners at the end of this series. So you can earn 50 points or more than 50 points to be winner, and all those winners will be getting back to them for the rewards, which is worth $400. So grab this opportunity, do refer maximum people. And in case if you're looking opportunity to be speaker at GSDC, feel free to drop your speaker profile on my email address preetham@gsdcouncil.org, and I'll make sure that it is getting reviewed, and we'll be definitely getting back to you with a speaker opportunity if the criteria matches. So as you all know, we do have a global platform like Learning Capsule, webinar, and podcast. And also we would love to connect with you all social media. So please connect with us over the link. Then you can scan this QR. You can check our website for more information and other offerings that GSDC has for all of you. You can also track all the upcoming webinars on our website, on our event web page. You can check the leaderboard, the referral points on our website itself. Also, as I mentioned, that you can connect with us over the WhatsApp group to get daily update on event, webinar, boot camps that we often conduct for all of you. And at last, I would love to request everyone to please do share your valuable feedback on Trustpilot and reviews.io. You'll find the link in the chat box. And thank you so much for joining today's session and supporting us throughout this entire series. It's really good to see you all for every session. Hope to see you all for upcoming sessions as well. Until then, take care of yourself and keep learning. Bye-bye. Thank you, Trevor. I'll see you again.
Thank you, Preetam. Thank you, everybody.